These commander bans are good for the game. No, he said it. He agreed with the rules committee. Oh my god, he doesn't care about people who are invested in the game. No. Okay, shut up. Guys, I'm sorry that this video is probably coming out a little bit late. I know that by the time I get this video out, all these other content creators who do this for a living are going to get way ahead of me. So I know this is old news, but I just thought I would jump on here and share my opinion, as it's probably different from the majority of negativity you will be seeing online. So the negative voice always screams the loudest, and this is what we are seeing with these latest commander bans. Okay, you've got all these people that are understandably extremely upset that they have made the decision to invest all of their money into buying these extremely extortionate cards. Like the prices of the cards that have been banned, like mana crypt, are like $100+ pound cards. I don't own any of these cards, so it's easy for me to not really be phased by this, because this has not impacted me in any way. If anything, this is just a net benefit for me, because as someone who's not willing to spend the amount of money on these cards, and at the same time does not want to play with these cards, because I don't think it's fun to have a stupid advantage over my opponents just because I decided to pay £100 for a card. That is not fun for me, and it is not fun, I believe, for the majority of the player base. So why is it that we are getting so many people upset about these bans? Well, I believe that actually, if you look at the grand total of the community of Commander, I don't believe that the majority of people are outraged. I think there's a lot of people that are outraged on the internet, and that is what we are seeing with our eyeballs, because all the people that don't give a shit about these bans or are happy about these bans aren't commenting. They don't, because they're not getting involved. They don't care. I believe the rules committee have made a decision that will be what is a evil, but a lesser of two evils, because the alternative is that as Commander grows in popularity, the more chance that new players come into the game and then have to grab these sit down games, because there's a lot of people, right, that don't have their little play groups, so their only way to get games of Commander is to get pickup games at their local store. This reduces the chance of that new player coming down and experiencing Commander as this player who has spent, I've got all these cards, Dockside Extortionist, Mana Crypt, Jeweled Lotus, bam, 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 I do this, and now my fucking 5-cost commander is out turn 1. Yeah, cool, have fun with that. And they're just like, the fuck this game, you know, and rightfully so. So it reduces the chances of that, and I believe that the overall positive impact that this will have on the everyday player is stronger than the negative impact of these players that have invested all this money is going to feel. I know that's easy for me to say, but that is what I believe. The rules committee knew that this was going to upset a lot of people. They knew that, okay? And it's one of those things where they're fucked if they do and they're fucked if they don't. Yes, there's rule 0, right? But the reality is it's quite confrontational, especially for a newer player to sit down and be like, so I've read that there's these cards on the internet and I don't want you to play them. You know, like that's even as if you're not that new, even just as if you've been playing for a few years, you know these cards exist, you've played against them before. It still takes a lot for someone to say, I don't want you to use those cards, person I've never met. You know, it's different in friends, right? It is different. But also, here's my thought. If the majority of people are saying just rule 0 these cards out, just have an agreement that you're not going to use them, if that is the common thought, then why are these cards allowed in the first place? If the majority of people don't want to play these cards, the majority of people don't want to use these cards because it gives them an unfair advantage, and it doesn't, like, if it doesn't feel good to win and doesn't feel good to play against, then this card is just overall a negative experience. What is the positivity of these cards being used? You know, there's a small portion of people that want to play the most extremely high-powered Magic. I get that, okay? And that's fine. And those people can still play with these cards, right? Like, they can still, there's no one in the rules committee barging in and then going, no, you can't use it. You know, if you have friends that you will want to do that with and play this super high powered Magic with, then you could use the cards, right? But the overall experience should be that you should not run into these cards, which is what the rules committee have basically said. Now, the one fucked up thing that I do agree with is that I started playing around Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and the main chase card for the collector boosters, these crazy money cards, were these mana crypts, these crazy neon foil stuff, and they looked gorgeous, right? Even I was like, wow, imagine pulling that from a collector booster. That is fucked up, because we know that the rules committee have been discussing these bans for about a year, so longer than that, so before Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And that is crazy, right? Because the rules committee should have some sort of, they should be in communication with Wizards. Well, we know that, because otherwise, you know, they probably would have banned Sol Ring, and there's no way Wizards would ever let them do that, because Sol Ring is in every single precon. We know they at least probably knew that the Mana Crypt was going to get banned, but that didn't stop them from pushing the market in from Wizards' standpoint to use that Mana Crypt to sell the product, and then it just get banned a year later. Like, that is just insane. That is outright shitty. There's really nothing else to be said about that, and I am sorry to any of these people that, you know, was persuaded to buy these £20 booster packs because they wanted to pull a crazy expensive Mana Crypt, and then maybe pulled it and then have realized that that excitement, that feeling they got when they pull that pack has been ripped away from them. And that is a topic of discussion as well. But you know, it is a shame. But my point on this topic is that overall, I do believe that this is a positive thing, despite the fact that this is going to upset a lot of people. That's it for the video, guys. I don't want to go on too much about this. I just wanted to come in and share my thoughts and get this video out as quickly as possible. I know the comments are probably going to go crazy. I'm probably going to get a bit of hate for this opinion, but I don't care. Feel free to share your thoughts on these bans in the comments, and I will see you all in the next video. Cheers.